Let me get back to hepatitis B. Not only is hepatitis B a sexually transmitted disease or shared by heroin users, so there's no reason a day-one-old baby should have to get it, let me show you. I got it blown up for myself so I could actually read it. You can go to FDA-approved vaccines, just Google it, and every single vaccine in our program pops up. This is how easy your investigation can begin, if you decide to be brave enough to do the investigation. And then click on whatever vaccine on the childhood schedule you're curious about, and then open up the vaccine insert. 6.1, every single time, this is how this works, at 6.1, the clinical trial experience is written down. This is what they are telling you they did to prove the safety of a vaccine. There's only one way to prove safety, by the way. You have to have a safety baseline. In high school, you should have learned about the double-blind placebo trial. You have to have one group getting the product and one group getting a placebo that doesn't affect the human body in any way. And then we have them both. We track them, usually for years when it comes to cancer drugs. And it doesn't matter if you're dying of cancer. We're not going to let you trial that drug until we've proven it safe. Years we follow them. How long did we follow the hepatitis B vaccine trial group? It says right here, 6.1 clinical trials. In 3 clinical studies, 434 doses of Recombavax HB, you can look that one up, 5 micrograms were administered to 147 healthy infants and children up to 10 years of age, who were monitored for 5 days after each dose. Injection site reactions and systemic adverse reaction were reported 5 days. A 5-day safety trial with no placebo group. Look it up, it's there. Not misinformation, written by the drug manufacturer. I could do this with every single vaccine. Because of Donald Trump, we had a meeting at the NIH that I went to with Robert Kennedy Jr. when he was first president. And we said, why in all of these can we not find a single placebo trial of any of the childhood vaccines? Are you not doing placebo trials and establishing safety the way every other drug is established? Or are you just not publishing those trials? There was silence in the room, and finally Tony Fauci admitted, we don't do placebo trials on vaccines because it would be unethical. Unethical. For a vaccine like Gardasil, the first time they were going to try and deal with cancer, the vaccine, they had a belief that it was safe because they never did a proper placebo trial to test if it was. We just had an RSV vaccine just a couple of months ago, by the way, that finally had a saline placebo trial, and they stopped it because babies were getting sick, and it was clear that the vaccine was hurting children. Is that just because it was the first placebo-based trial we'd ever seen in a childhood vaccine? And let me say this unequivocally, if I ever see you write in your paper that the experts say a placebo trial was done, then you better print it in that article, and I've said that to all of you, and send it to me and Robert Kennedy Jr., because at the NIH, Tony Fauci and Francis Collins admitted we don't do them. So what does that mean? What does that mean for the safety of our babies and our children? A day-one-old baby is getting a product that we only cared to test for 5 days. Does a healthy child not deserve better than that? Because a cancer patient does. Our grandparents get products that are against placebo for years. Why are our babies not mattering? And by the way, America has the highest rate of first-day baby deaths in the industrialized world, reported by CBS. Is that caused by hepatitis B? I don't know. Is it caused by bad hospitals? Are we a third world nation? Do we not know how to treat a day-one-old baby? Robert Kennedy Jr. is about to start having investigations into these horrible stats. And for anyone that says there's no such thing as vaccine injury, that's curious, because written right here in 6.2, since you only did a 5-day safety trial, we are left with the post-marketing surveillance. I'd point out nervous system disorders for hepatitis B given to a day-one-old baby. Guillain-Barré syndrome, that's paralysis. And by the way, prior to a polio vaccine, that would have been called poliomyelitis. Paralysis still exists. It's still happening. Now it's a side effect of vaccination. Multiple sclerosis, exacerbation of multiple sclerosis, myelitis, including transverse myelitis, all paralytic diseases written here as being caused by a vaccination. Now you could say how many, but is that the only question? Do we actually live in a country where we're going to allow this to happen to anybody, especially a day-one-old baby? Let me continue. Seizures, febrile seizures, peripheral neuropathy, Bell's palsy, radiculopathy, herpes zoster, migraine, muscle weakness, hyperthesia, and encephalitis, brain swelling. Open up every one of these vaccines in a childhood schedule, and you will find encephalitis, a brain swelling event. Is it that shocking, really? Since the vaccine is designed to cause an inflammatory event to get your immune system to kick into gear. That's why they put neurotoxins like aluminum in the vaccine, so it will incite your immune system to swell your body. And if you're unfortunate enough that that swelling happens in your brain, now you're at risk of the symptoms and side effects of a brain swelling event, which, yes, can be autism. It can be Tourette's. It can be ADD, ADHD. This is science, folks. It's not misinformation. Now, is vaccines the only thing that could maybe contribute to autism, which, as has been pointed out, has gone from 1 in 20,000 to 1 in 36? It's more prevalent in boys, so we're talking now 1 in 22 to 1 in 18 boys. Why aren't you writing about this? Is this not an epidemic of disastrous proportions? Is it that hard to understand the science? Do you have to have a medical degree to say that a brain swelling event that is written in the side effects here couldn't possibly lead to a neurological disorder? Certainly you're all smarter than that. But you are the ones that have been gaslighting hundreds of thousands of parents that witnessed with their own eyes vaccine injury. You were the reason no doctor ever learns how to fix vaccine injury. We know how to handle a drug overdose because we can talk about that. And the doctors that do investigate how to possibly reverse transverse myelitis or Guillain-Barré syndrome the moment it's happening, a brain swelling event, you were ridiculing them. You were supporting a medical establishment that attacks that doctor for daring to say vaccines cause injury. You were a part of the greatest lie any modern society has ever told. How do you feel? Do you really believe? Is there something in you that has you saying vaccines, that he's wrong? Vaccines don't cause injury. You're only going to sit in two places. Either it's real, but it's rare, and I don't care about those babies. They don't matter. The greater good is all that matters. Or you're going to live in a completely blind place, which is it doesn't matter that's written on every single one of these things. I believe somehow the pharmaceutical industry has made a product that has no side effects. Good luck with that. The world just changed today. Now you'll have to decide whether you want to report on real science, because that is what you are about to see.